Hello, my name is Amy and I am the dyer behind Pancake and Lulu Yarn and Fiber. I am very excited to be here at Indie Untangled again this year. I was here last year in the virtual show, and the year before that I did the live show. So it's nice to be back, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background on my business. So I started knitting when I was about 12, I think, and I have been knitting on and off, mostly on, throughout my life. I did actually knit while I was in high school, and I think I kind of stopped or slowed down while I was in college, actually, but then I got really back into it after college again. And I started my dyeing business about 15 years ago. I had little kids and I wanted a business to kind of do at night when they were sleeping. And I wanted to be able to sell on Etsy. Etsy was pretty new. It was only a year old actually when I started selling on Etsy. And the first things that I started selling though were hand spun yarn. I got really into spinning right before my kids were born. So I kind of picked it up again afterwards once I sort of settled down with being a mom. I got a spinning wheel and I started selling my hand spun yarn on Etsy. And then I started to dye my own roving so that I could save a little bit of money on my materials and spin my own hand-dyed roving. I started putting up my roving on my website or on my Etsy site as well, and those started selling really well as my hand spun. I eventually got kind of burnt out with the hand spun because that was a very time-consuming craft to do, and I wanted another outlet for my dyeing, so I started to dye mill spun yarn. So I've been selling on Etsy for about 15, a little more than 15 years. But I recently, about 2 years ago, started my own website, and it's kind of I've been moving over to my own website, although I still get a lot of sales on Etsy as well. It's a really wonderful site as well. So I do have about almost 100 made-to-order colorways that are mostly semi-solid, and about 18 different bases that I dye on. These are for my made-to-order yarns, which you can see the big selection on my website. I also love to dye special yarns that are limited run. Most often those are speckled, multicolored yarns on a variety of bases. And I also have a yarn club and fiber club. I am about to start a new, very exciting club. So sign up for my newsletter. I'm not sure I want to announce it yet. I might have already announced it by the time that you hear this. But I'm super excited about a new club that I am starting that all I can say is please sign up for my newsletter if you want to hear more about that. It's going to have lots of goodies and themes. So I'm excited about that new thing. And I'm also right in the middle right now of dyeing advent calendars. So I it'll be my fourth advent calendar, fourth year of advent calendars, which I am sold out of now. I do sell out really quick, early on in the year because I can only do a certain limited number just because I want to do a lot of other things as well. This was actually an advent calendar from not last year, but the year before. This is an Amba pattern. I forget the name of it. I think it's Adventuring Wrap. These were all the 25 colors I do in my advent calendar. Anyway, sign up for my newsletter if you want to get in on that for next year and my new exciting venture and club. So I did dye a very special colorway for Indie Untangled this year called Bird of Passage. And I'll show that to you here. I dyed it on samples on many different colorways. One of them is in the giveaway that is happening at Indie Untangled Live. So that I think is a merino nylon sock base that I did. but I will show you the method that I used for dyeing this yarn. I thought it would be fun to record a little video of me dyeing it and insert that into this video so you can see my process. And after that, I'll insert that here, but afterwards I will show you some of the colorways that I thought would look really good with this special Bird of Passage colorway. So here is the video of me dyeing the yarn, and I'll meet you on the other side. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed that little peek at how I dye my yarn. You got an idea anyway, I think, of the speckling process anyway. So this is the yarn that I dyed. This is the Surrey alpaca silk base. You could see in the video that I dyed four different yarns and a roving. So these are the yarns that I dyed. They are sort of pinks, teal, and kind of a burnt red and orange. They all, these colors, one of the things I love most about speckling and making speckled yarns is how the colors blend on the yarn as you're dyeing it. So it's super fun to see how they're going to turn out. Let me show you the roving. This is how my rovings come packaged. So you get a really good idea too of the colors that I use. So it's kind of a very bright pink. This pink is called Pop at Nothing when I have it in my semi-solid form. Or the lighter version actually is called Bubble. This is Bubble. So Bubble is in here right here. Then I have some Paprika, which is this dark red. And it goes up into the teal, which, where's my teal? I have a mini skein of teal to show you that teal colored in there. Then there is some cappuccino, kind of that brownish orange. And then it kind of repeats again at the other side of this merino roving. So I sell my roving in 4-ounce bundles generally, and it's 100% merino. It's not superwash for the roving, so that it's very good for felting as well as spinning. And just to get back to the yarn, I'll show you these yarns without their labels. This one is the Surrey. I just want to give you an idea of the bases too. This is, oh, these are available actually on any base because any of my bases that I offer. So These are just examples of the color. And I'll show you some of the other bases that I offer on some of the other semi-solids that I brought with me. But these are just to give you an idea of how this colorway turns out on different bases. So this is the Surrey alpaca silk, which is just such a luscious, soft. If you've never used Surrey, it's a lace weight, and it can be substituted for mohair in all of the patterns that call for mohair. I prefer it because I think it's a lot softer than mohair. This is mohair. This is, the colorway is goldenrod, which is a beautiful golden color, which would look gorgeous with, I mean, I wouldn't put it with Surrey probably, but I would put it with, this is a sparkle DK. I think you can see the sparkles in there. If I hold it right up, I don't know if that's, you can see the sparkles a little, I think. This color looks beautiful with the colorway I dyed because it's got, I mean, it brings out kind of the golden tones in there. Here, I'll take this one out of its. This is my, like I said, my Sparkle DK. And just as an example to see how the different color bases pick up the colors. And then the other one I have here is my, I love this base so much. I always never can get over how beautiful this base is. This is the single bulky. It's got some merino, it's mostly merino, but it's got some nylon in it for strength. But the speckles are much bolder and brighter, or bigger, I should say, on this base. And the colors are just beautiful. So I'll just show you some of the ones, some of the colorways that I think would look beautiful with this before I wrap up. Like I said, here is Bubble, which is, if you're really into pink, probably one of my most popular colors is Bubble, or a slightly more saturated, darker version of Bubble is Pop It Nothing, if you want even darker pink. This one's more like a little bit lighter. And here it is actually in this, the mohair silk that I have, which these are all beautiful together. Another colorway, Paprika, which I think would be beautiful with that. This is the Surrey base. Here's another Surrey base. I'll just show you that one too, because this is a gorgeous color with it, is Salmon. And you can see the way that semi-solids sometimes pick up a little bit more color in one area and a little lighter. And when you knit it up, it will blend all together, but it will look more interesting because it's a little bit varied in its tones. I love that about the way that I dye my semi-solids. It's one of the things that I try to do. And let's see what else. I have Bone, which is a beautiful, just a very neutral beige, very, very pale. Not quite as pale as the undyed, but very subtle. That would be really pretty for a more neutral combination. I think I showed this Cappuccino already, but that's a really beautiful other neutral one. That's Cappuccino. What else? Oh, I thought this was kind of fun to show you my newsprint colorway. This is a black and white speckle, but I think it would look amazing if you did sort of stripes, or larger stripes, kind of blocks would be beautiful with that. This is also really pretty with it. This is Bebe, which is a pale pink. I also have, this is Rust. Rust is beautiful because of the oranges in there. And if you want to go with the blues, because there is a teal blue in this as well, I brought teal. The darker one of these minis is teal. And then the slightly lighter one is called Blue Fin. They're both shades that are definitely in here and would be beautiful. And this Blue Velvet also I thought would be gorgeous with it if you want to go on the blue side. And if you want to go really orange for the festive pumpkin season, I have, this is Burnt Orange in a Surrey. It looks beautiful with it. And then this is called, let me take the sleeve off. This is Tangerine Dream, so it's kind of a brighter orange. And this is a sparkle lace that I have. This is a really special, beautiful yarn. So those are just a few of them that go with this Bird of Passage colorway that I did for Indie Untangled this year. I do want to encourage you though to go to my shop and look at all the other special yarns that I have and all the semi-solids, because I have a giant selection, as well as some other fun things in my shop. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon, and take care. Bye.